All right, looks like we are finally live. Took a minute to pull up here. I do have a poll question up. It is based off the last races since 2020. These are the drivers with the best numbers. Martin Truex Jr. and I put their odds by their name too from BetMGM. At least this morning when I was looking at BetMGM. Truex, Larson, Hamlin, and Byron are the options right now. 15% for Byron and Hamlin. Larson is at 31%, and Martin Truex Jr. is at 44%. All right, let's jump into the numbers. Let's start off with practice. Christopher Bell was your fastest in practice, and obviously, I think got the pole as well. Yeah, I am looking at practice here. So let's see here. He did get the pole, didn't he? Yeah, he did get the pole. All right, here we go. C. Bell, fastest in practice, also gets the pole. Michael McDowell was second fastest in practice, followed by Ricky Stenhouse Jr., William Byron, Bubba Wallace, Austin Cindric, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, and Brad Keselowski. What I want to throw out there is those Fords, other than Brad Keselowski, Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric. Well, Michael McDowell's had a good year too, but Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric, this is a racetrack that usually has a surprise winner, so I just want to throw it out there in the Ford camp that Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric are having good runs here. Also wanted to throw out in the Chevrolet camp here, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He was third fastest, so there you go. If you want to pick some super outliers just based on practice speeds, you can do that. But let's go over to the actual numbers since 2020. Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Tyler Reddick with the best average finishes here. But if you go to wins, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., Eric Jones, William Byron, Joey Logano are your previous winners in those races. So there you go. Let's see here. All right, now back to average finish. Kevin Harvick has the best average finish at 6.9. Denny Hamlin is 7.5. Joey Logano, 8.9. Tyler Reddick, 12.5. Brad Keselowski, 13.0. Harrison Burton, in his three races here, 13.7. So add him to your list of wild cards if you're looking at wild cards. William Byron, 14.0. Larson, 14.4. Eric Jones, 14.8. Austin Dillon, hence I'm wearing the shirt, 15.0. This is another track I feel like he could sort of steal a win or something like that. Going to be too little too late, obviously, for the playoffs because this is the beginning of the playoffs. Alex Bowman, Ty Gibbs, Eric Almirola, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman round out your top 15 there with Newman, of course, not racing at 16.0, and Dillon, I think, was 15.0. So everybody else is in the 15 points. Top fives. Let's look at top fives. Kevin Harvick has 6 top fives in 8 races. 5 for Denny Hamlin, 3 for Chase Elliott, 3 for Eric Jones, 3 for William Byron, and 3 for Joey Logano. So if you're going head-to-head and you see any of those guys on the head-to-head, as long as they're not mentioned with any of the other guys we just mentioned head-to-head, good picks there. 2 apiece for Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, and Brad Keselowski, and Tyler Reddick as well. Now let's go to laps led. This is the one I like to look at the most. These are usually the guys who are going to have the best chance to win the race. Martin Truex Jr. with 682 laps led is by far and away the leader in laps led at Darlington. Denny Hamlin at 239 is going to be next. 237 for Kevin Harvick, 215 for Kyle Larson, 190 for Joey Logano, 183 for Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott 142, 131 for Ross Chastain, and 102 for Brad Keselowski. Those are the only drivers in the hundreds. And if you go to sort of the power rankings at driveraverages.com, Martin Truex Jr. is going to be by far your favorite driver to win this, followed by Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, Clint Boyer not in the race, then Kyle Larson. So there you go. That is by the numbers. And then, of course, let's go over here to if you want to put some of that hard-earned dinero on it for entertainment purposes only. Martin Truex Jr. is at plus 500. Kyle Larson is at plus 525. Plus 750 for William Byron, plus 850 for Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch plus 1,100. Christopher Bell plus 1,100. Ross Chastain plus 1,100. Chase Elliott plus 1,300. 1,300 for Harvick. Tyler Reddick is 1,400. Brad Keselowski, who I just showed earlier, was good in practice, plus 1,600. Then you got Joey Logano, previous winner, plus 1,600. And he also had a good average finish. Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, and Christopher Buescher all at plus 2,000. Eric Jones is the interesting one. He's at plus 4,000. He's won this race twice. Then you got let's see, who's going to be another one down here that's pretty good. Here you go. This is one I like. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He was third fastest. This track always produces a surprise winner, plus 8,000. Michael McDowell also was second fastest in practice, plus 10,000. So I like that one. Those are two value picks right there, in my opinion. Let's see. And if you really want to get crazy with the cheese whiz, Austin Cindric was top 10 in speed. He is plus 20,000. Harrison Burton plus 20,000. Let's see here. Yeah, and that looks about as crazy as you'd want to get based on the numbers. Plus 35,000 for Chase Briscoe. If you really want to get like super crazy, everybody below that I feel like doesn't have a great chance. Ryan Newman is at plus 100,000, so if Rick Ware gives him something to drive there, he does have good numbers there as well. All right, let's jump into it. What do you guys want to talk about? What's up, Joshua Jenkins? Good to see you on here. I wish I didn't get ads for crypto, says RJ. Don't we all? At the mercy of the overlords here for that one. Sammy D's Customs. Is there any truth to SHR selling 2 charters to Junior and Harvick? I haven't heard anything about that, so I think it's just a lot of smoke. They came out recently and said that the guy that runs or I guess one of the people that run SHR said that there's no truth to them wanting to contract. So we'll have to see how it plays out. It won't be the first time, somebody that runs a company says they didn't want to contract and it's true. But you got to feel like if they say it's not true, they wouldn't just say that. Word to the bird. Well, boys, enjoy the start to another Logano championship, says E. Damon Racing. Let's see. Howdy from the Great White North. What's up, Robin Marks? What's up, Canada? How's the weather up your way, Robin? I would like to tell everyone you're welcome. I decided to be born, and you all have been blessed with a day off tomorrow in order to celebrate my birthday. Incredibly generous. I know. Hey, there you go. Say, Kyle, happy birthday to you tomorrow, my friend. And thanks for the holiday, of course, my friend. On Earth 1 and Earth 2, it is definitely celebrated. The labor of Say, Kyle. Let's see. Yo, Robin, what's up? Says Roofer. Where in Canada are you at? Says E. Damon. What's up, Roofer? Say, Kyle, happy birthday, says Bumblebee. RJ, Robin Marks replying to RJ. We had no heat waves all summer. Now we're getting heat coming this week. And he says he's near Niagara Falls, for whoever asked that one. Chrome Diesel, like Slap said, the playoffs are stupid and bad. I have a hard time explaining to my friends how the playoffs work. Yep, I agree. Anytime you got to explain something, it should in sports. It should be a meritocracy. It shouldn't be for entertainment. But NASCAR's going this route, and that's what we got. Robin Mark Stang, and happy birthday to Say Kyle. How old are you? Hi, Chrome. Howdy B and y'all, says Robin Marks. 2 acres and a mule. Pull him out for Harambe. He passed away for your sins, says 2 acres and a mule. Say Kyle says RJ 36. We all can't stand the playoffs, says Stupid Roofer. I feel like I've done a poll on it before. It's actually closer than you think, but it's 60-40. 60% of fans don't like it. 40% of fans are okay with it. And I'd say probably more likely, probably like 40% just don't care. They just want to see racing, would be my guess there. They're happy with whatever system you give them. Stats mean nothing. I started the playoffs. Half have been in test mode since their first win. Yeah, I agree. Keeps diving because hard because he's got 1 to 2 years left. Younger guys win equals R&D mode. Say, Kyle, glad your birthday race is the Southern 500. I got Truex, Bell, Keselowski, Busher, LaJoy, and Justin Haley. Says Bumblebee. So there you go. I like those picks. Let's see what Justin Haley's numbers are. They're not going to be great because he's only had like 1 stab at it. But where's old Haley at? Where's old Haley? 16. He's got an average finish of 16.6. He has had 5 races here, so that's interesting. Let's see. And he does have 1 top 5, so that is actually a sneaky good pick. I like your pick there. You outshine me with the stats there. I like that. So let's see here. What do you call a family reunion on a cruise? A relationship, says RJ Bansma. I feel good with those picks too, says Bumblebee. Yep, always first week of the college football and Cup Series playoffs. It's a good week to celebrate, says Kyle. Yeah, for sure. You got a lot of stuff lining up pretty good for your birthday. My birthday is really close to to a holiday, so it's not always not that I care because I don't even celebrate it, but it usually does not get celebrated. My win pickup is not an option on the poll question. I have a negative Ghost Rider Elliott running down. Yeah, they only give me like 4 options on YouTube, Matt Hunter, which is unfortunate. I would put like all 30-something drivers that are in the race if they gave me the option, just to see where everybody stands on it. And overtaking Hamlin late for his first Southern 500 victory. What if he just walled him too to do it, just because, like, just to add drama to it? What, because they've had drama this season. What if Chase Elliott just walled him, got the win, and just kept on getting it, and then gets out of the car and says Martinsville, bitches? Like, that would be pretty funny. I got a feeling going to be a Brad Keselowski day, hoping for that Jones boy repeat. Says Joshua Jenkins, what's up, Mr. Pearson? Good to see you on here. BB, if you had decided between the 22 and the 6 for your fantasy roster, who are you picking? If I have limited, if you've got unlimited starts, pick whoever you want to. But if I've got limited starts, I would take the 22. I would pick the 6 because the Brad Keselowski has been riding a heater, and I would save Joey for the later races, especially for Phoenix. I would save Joey for Phoenix because he's got the best average finish for Phoenix. So no matter what you do, as long as you save Joey Logano for your last race, he's got really good average finish at Phoenix. But other than that, I would take the 6 because the 6 has been on a heater right now. But unlimited options, like if you can start as many times as you want to, then just flip a coin. But I would go Brad Keselowski here, and probably because I said that, Joey Logano will probably finish in front of him. But I would go Brad Keselowski here. Unlimited picks or limited picks. So, and just to let me back it up with some numbers. Logano has the better numbers here, but Keselowski is not bad. He's got 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and average finish of 13.0, and he has led 102 laps. So if you need to save a race for Logano, that's what I would do there. But you're good either way. Cheers, Mr. Pearson. Roofer, tell BB the joke in a bit. What's up, everybody? Says one wise guy. I would love to see Brad Keselowski win today, but he's going to have to beat the Toyota, says Brian Chastain. The cool thing about this is there will be tire wear regardless of what tire Goodyear brings to the track, so that's going to be good too. What do you think I will get the 31 ride for 2024? I'm hoping Carson will get it. I think they're going to put a bunch of different drivers in it, Mike. I don't think it's going to be one single driver. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm guessing like everybody else, but I think they'll do a rotation of drivers, and I think Shane Van Gisbergen will be one of the drivers that will be in it in conjunction with Trackhouse, because I do think Trackhouse signs him. Willie B had the best throwback scheme, says Skylar. I haven't even looked at all the throwback schemes for this one just yet. I looked at a few of them for the Xfinity race, and I did like the petty theme that what was it, Alpha Prime? Was that Alpha Prime that had that? I liked all the petty themes they had there. Hey, BB, I have a joke for you. What do you call a family reunion cruise to Alaska? A relationship. So there you go. There's your joke of the day from RJ Bansma. I couldn't pick a winner, so I let 5 drivers in the top 5, including 4 Fords, Logano, Blaney, Bush, and Bad Brad, and 48 cents on Priest to get a top 5. Hey, there you go. I like that top 5 for Priest. Hopefully he comes back and proves to everybody that he is fit to be in a race car. Because there's some people question, like, the dude got checked out by doctors. He's good to go. He's got bloodshot eyes because that's what happens in wrecks like that. So it is what it is. He's fine. He's probably sore, but he's fine. Did you see Jimmy Buffett passed away Friday? Yeah, that stinks, man. Yeah, I did see that, Dawson. He had like his own type of music, and you either liked it or you didn't. But I like Jimmy Buffett's music, and it was pretty chill. Always fun to listen to. And it sucks that he passed away. The Denny contract is starting to look more and more like Bush's contract problem last year. I think they get it done. I think it's a lot of people worrying about what happened last year, but Denny Hamlin's probably going to stay there. Who do you pick to finish last today, says Jamie Schweitzer? Oh, good question. Let's see here. By the numbers. BJ McLeod. There you go. That didn't take long. That didn't take long. That was a quick one. BJ McLeod has the worst numbers there by far, so he will probably, by the numbers, finish last. So I'll go with that. I'll just go by the numbers. Rest in peace, Jimmy. Got a blast 5 o'clock somewhere. Condolences to all the parrot heads and his family. Cancer can eat anyone. Yep, cancer's the worst. Very unfortunate. I didn't even know that's how he had passed. I've been super busy. I was working on 2 cars this week for the season finale at South Boston. There is a car store race later in the season, but the actual regular racing in South Boston is over. So I am extremely tired. I will not even lie to you. But both cars made the race and didn't have the greatest days, but we got to the track. We got it done. The toughest part, other than Martinsville, of the season is now over with. So I will now have more free time to be more consistent with videos. Bent, what's going on, man? Hi, going to be interesting watching Hocevar this race. Well qualified to be driving a trash Chevy. That's a good point, Bent. I can't disagree with you there. He is not driving a great car, but we are going to see what that car can do because Carson Hocevar is not scared. And he is going to wheel the ever-living mess out of that thing. So we'll have to see what happens. Robert Marks, I know someone from Niagara Falls. Last week I won a 3-race parlay with Creed, Hocevar, and Alex Bowman, group winner. Hey, there you go, Benjamin Lewis. I never won a parlay. I don't even try parlays anymore. I'm watching Pirates of the Caribbean. Ken Adams, no Chevys in the top 10. Why so slow? They probably set it up for a race car run or a long race run, if I had to guess. My UGA boys got Ball State up next, says Bumblebee. So there you go. Well, hopefully they don't lose their first 3 games because I feel like their first 3 games are just like every big SEC team. They schedule some warm-up games basically, and then you get into the real season. Chase Elliott wins the day because the pressure is off, says Joe Wooten. This is a good track for Chase Elliott. That's not a bad pick. I don't necessarily disagree with you there. Oh yeah, I forgot to make my pick. I'm going to pick William Byron. I'm picking William Byron to win this race because I feel like this is the season of William Byron, and he's got good speed. He had good practice speed, so I'm picking William Byron to win the race. That's my pick. Now, if a surprise winner wins the race, it's going to be one of those I mentioned earlier, like Austin Cindric or who were the ones I mentioned. Let's go back. I forgot to finish the regular thing I was talking about when I was doing the preview. I'm always supposed to make my picks and then do the surprise picks. Yeah, like Mike McDowell, Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, or Brad Keselowski. I think those will be like the surprise, if you can even consider McDowell and Keselowski surprises at this point. But those will be my guys I'm picking for a surprise run, maybe to win the race. Noah is going to be teammates with Dinger, says Old Home Guy. Going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see what they do over there with the 31 and the 16 because it's not for sure guaranteed that the 16 is going to be AJ Allmendinger. He says he feels pretty confident, but it's not in stone yet. So that's why I throw that out there. I actually saw a clip of him talking about it. I was trying to make a video, but I just did not have time to do anything. I've got research for another video I didn't do this week. So it's been a bummer week for the videos, unfortunately. Sorry, you guys. Bumblebee, imagine if Harvick got the win, says RJ. Man, if Harvick wins this race, it's going to be huge. That will be absolutely huge. They might tear that place down. And I'm actually picking him to win the championship this year because I looked at it by the numbers, and I'm picking Kevin Harvick to win the championship. I'll try to get that video done because it's almost too late to do it. But I'll try to get that video done. Just know I had the research done before this race, and I'm picking Kevin Harvick. I'm saying that, so I've got proof here. Joe, perhaps the chase, I'm sure, wants to prove a point. Yet RFK is too hot, along with Penske. Waking up. Yeah, I agree with you, Damon. I think you're right. Penske always does this. Penske always wakes up about this time, and RFK is getting hot at the right time. So definitely, I like your thought process there. Carson Hocevar gets top 15 if he can finish. Says live life in the fast lane. Ken Adams, there's one that took qualifying trim, the others took racing trim. Says Chrome Diesel. That's what I'm thinking too with the Chevrolet deal. Brad is a good pick. He was literally on fire last week. He's been on fire for the last few weeks, as far as I'm concerned. The only guy that's been better has been Christopher Buescher, unfortunately for Brad. Now's the time to get your underdog for the championship. I picked up Buescher. Oh, that's a good pick, Benjamin Lewis. I like your pick there. A whole lot, actually. Robin Marks, Brad on fire. Did he have Samsung Galaxy Note 7 hidden somewhere? Sucks to hear about Jimmy Buffett. But hey, Coke Monday will be all right. Come Monday, it'll be all right. Coke Monday, it'll be all right. That's a different conversation altogether. Bumblebee says RJ, then Harvick gets the win. He won this thing 3 times. Come Monday, I got you, say Kyle. I caught it way late, but I got you now, buddy. Did you know Scotty Kilmer, a mechanic on YouTube, is originally from Niagara Falls? I've seen Scotty Kilmer. I didn't know he was from Niagara Falls. I knew he was from New York, but I didn't know he was from Niagara Falls. So that's cool. I'm calling the 19 for the 2023 Cup. Harvick for the win at Phoenix. That would be pretty cool. So Harvick would have to be out of the playoffs, obviously, for that to happen by that time. What's going on, JFB? Prayers for the Jimmy Buffett family, says Joshua Jenkins. Without a doubt. Like Jimmy Buffett, I really liked his music. I know a lot of people, like you either liked it or you didn't, but I really liked his music. Super bummer. I never got to go to one of his concerts. So personal note, that was a bummer too. Mike Menzer, any prediction for the 2 JRM rides for 2024? No clue. I'm pretty sure Carson Voppel will be in one of them. And that's about as far as and that's just not pretty sure. That's just what I'm assuming will happen, but I could be totally off on that. You never know. Throwback makes sense for the season, not the first playoff race too. Important for sponsors, given how hard they are to find. That's true. Larson had the fastest lap averages in practice. Yeah, I mean, it's a good racetrack for him, for sure. There's no doubt about that. Huge tire fall off was over a second in 15 laps. Says live life in the fast lane. Yeah, tire fall off is going to be what you manage today. No doubt about it. Airborne saying he hopes Kevin Harvick wins as well. That's my pick, too, Roofer, for the championship, the 19, says Joshua Jenkins. Hey, look, he's definitely had the best season, without question. The only thing is the playoffs don't always reward the best season, and some drivers, like the 22, like Penske, they don't even try to have the best season. They try to get a couple wins early, and then they try to R&D for the rest of the season, and then when the playoffs start, you're like, oh, where did these guys come from? Penske has done that literally since the playoffs started. And it's worked for him twice. So, I don't know. I'm the queen of corny jokes, says RJ. Throwback weekend. Hello, Kyle Busch wins, says Sharitha Cooper. Look, Kyle Busch is good here. There's no doubt about that. You always have to factor him in. Like I said, he's had, I think it was 2 top 5s when I was looking at the numbers. So definitely good here. Since 2020, I should be clear about that. Throwback weekend, have ran off course, especially with the ugly number placement, says Chrome Diesel. Yeah, so RCR, they stopped doing throwbacks because of the number placement. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. RCR hasn't had a throwback since they moved the number. It's going to be the Southern Brad 100 tonight, says Brian Chastain. So there you go. Saying Old Kez is going to get the win there. As a nurse, I will tell you that Ryan's eye injuries aren't caused by hitting his face. What caused his head being thrown around violently, it busts the vessels around the eyes as well. Yeah, so even though it looks terrible, it's not like the worst thing in the world. Also, a lot of times if somebody has a seizure or something, their eyes will do the exact same thing. I had a friend in high school. He unfortunately had a lot of seizures, and every once in a while he would come into school and his eyes would just look crazy, like because they were just red. Let's see. I picked Ty Gibbs at the last place finisher today, says Jamie Schweitzer. He might be, but I think he's actually pretty good here. RJ, yes, says Bumblebee. Ryan's black eyes kind of remind me of Ricky Rhodes from the 1984 Busch Clash. Also, Davey Allison. I want to throw Davey Allison in there. There's some good pictures of Davey Allison when he flipped at Talladega. His eyes were the same way. Joshua Jenkins, Busch got to the right rear. Busch got to go to the rear to start the race. Totally changed from hitting the wall, says Joshua Jenkins. Yeah, so that's going to make it a tough day for old Kyle Busch. Sort of a hard track to pass at until they get going. So hopefully he can stay on the lead lap or at least get the lucky dog. Carson will probably get a DNF, says one wise guy. He'll probably push it too hard, but we will at least see what that car has got in it. Because there's been a lot of speculation as to does that car have the same speed as the 43 and stuff like that. So we'll find out today because Carson Hocevar is not going to hold back. So we'll see what it's got today. RJ, yeah, and Davey Allison in 92 as well. Brad is my pick for Bristol in 2 weeks. Suarez for Kansas, says Matt Hunter. I like your pick for Kansas there. I think Suarez hopefully will get a win before this year's out. He's had a pretty decent season, but just not a great season. and he slumped at the wrong time, and it kind of knocked him out of the playoffs. HMS Chevy seemed to be set up for a long run speed, so that's probably what's up with the bad qualifying efforts. I say, Kyle, that's what I think too, 100%. What series are you racing in, BB? I ran Southwest back in 2012 and 2013. Driver in my car, tossed a H balancer, spotter the last 3 races. Plus more tuning and super late models. Yes, I'm on the limited. I've got my personally, I'll be racing a limited late model at Ace, hopefully for the last race of the season up there. But the cars I help are late models, and this particular day I was helping a little bit on a limited late model as well. But yeah, we typically I work for Craig Moore Racing, so we work on late models 9 times out of 10, I would say. Most of the time at either South Boston or Orange County, but every once in a while we do travel with a like the Cars Tour or something like that, depending on which driver we're working with whichever year. And Craig is a former Cars Tour driver as well, so I did the Cars Tour for 2 or 3 years, the full tour. So that's my background as far as the late model side. I've only messed with a super late model as far as a super late model chassis, but it was a crate late model, so it's totally different. It's a totally different ball game. I'll tell you that. That was the craziest looking thing I'd ever seen. So anyway, I sure hope you're wrong about Willie B, but it's not a bad pick, says Benjamin Lewis. Yeah, I'm just feeling like it's kind of like a William Byron, Martin Truex Jr. kind of year. That's and throw Christopher Buescher in there as well, or Chris Buescher in there as well. Those seem to be like the 3 that have the right mojo going to win the championship this year. So if I had to pick 3, that would be my pick 3 of the guys who I think are going to win the championship this year. My pick is, and also like you can't discount like Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, because they have been hot at times in the season, but then they'll cool off. So if they get hot at the right time, you would have to factor them into the playoffs as well. Shaw saying, what's up? My pick is a Toyota and probably Martin to win. Martin does well in the odd years, says one wise guy. That's a good point. He's sort of like, I think it was the San Francisco, wasn't the San Francisco Giants? Like if it was an even year, they would be good. If it was an odd year, they would be bad, or vice versa. I can't remember, but I think it was the San Francisco Giants. Let's see. I thought Dinger wants a better schedule and prefers to go back to Xfinity. Yeah, that might be. I don't know. He came out. I'll have to relook at that interview where they were talking to him about it. Jimmy Schweitzer says Joey Logano will silence the haters after he wins. I don't know if he'll silence them. He's got a lot of haters, but he'll definitely upset them. We'll put it that way. Bumblebee and Shaw, I'll be watching tonight's race via my phone on Samsung Dex via Windows 10. LOL. So there you go. Super hacker RJ. I'm predicting Shane could go to college in the 31 in 2024. That's a good. I mean, he said it's going to shock everybody, so maybe he goes full time to the 31. I don't know. Rumors this week: Daniel Hemrick and Ty Dillon to the college cars for 2024. I'm thinking they're going to the same car and they're going to swap. They're probably going to split it with Shane Van Gisbergen. That's what I'm thinking, Joshua Jenkins. But you got the names right. I'll give you that. Let's see. Looks like we got a super chat. Roofer, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated, my friend. Let's see. Where was I up here? I think William Byron could be champ. Yeah, it seems like it's sort of trending toward like either him, Chris Buescher. Now, like by the numbers, I'm picking Kevin Harvick. But without question, as far as like how it just feels like from the eyeball, if you just don't go off the numbers at all, it feels like it's going to be a Martin Truex, William Byron, Chris Buescher type of championship, and then your wild card is going to be like a Joey Logano or a Kyle Busch or a Kyle Larson. Like we've seen them get hot at points in the season. So in the playoff format, if they got hot at the right time, they could be in the mix as well. I keep telling people to make that 17 at least a round of 8 guy, Final 4 possibly. That team is legitimate, says Bumblebee. Yeah, I agree with you. He has one set of races in one round, and I don't have my numbers in front of me. And the only reason I know this is because I was doing research for another episode that never got made yet. He's got one round that has 3 races in it that are terrible for him. So if he can get through that round, he'll definitely make the round of 8, if not the round of 4, because his numbers are good in every other round. BK will get a win. RFK will be strong in the playoffs, and the 17 is very probable, says Shaw. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, buddy. Let's see. How far do you think McDowell can go in the playoffs? I think he can get to the round of 12, and if it really works out, he could get to the round of 8. He's been super consistent this year. The problem is he's now against other drivers that are super consistent. So I could see him, he'll probably go out in the round of 16, but I could see him getting as far as the round of 12. Let's see. Bumblebee says, totally agree with you, Shaw. BK is going to get a win. Says Roofer, I think he gets a win this season as well. I am definitely in that camp. I got to see Jimmy Buffett in Orlando when I was like 10, and my mom's and stepdad had to act like they didn't want to take a puff of the Magic Dragon being passed around our section. LOL. Hey, there you go. It was definitely a lifestyle. That's actually how he made all of his money. I watched a little ironically, dude, like I watched a documentary on Jimmy Buffett like maybe a week ago, and then all of a sudden this came out. I was like, holy crap, man. It was so weird. It's one of those things that just disturbed me. It's like, I don't know. Are we living in like I don't know. It was weird. It's very weird. I love that Buffett wrote songs about being a hippie on a beach. He never had a number one song, however, turned his image into $1 billion empire. Says Robert Marks. Yeah, that's just what I was talking about. Like that's what the documentary was about. He sold escapism and this image of Margaritaville is what he called it, and a lot of people just like that because like that's how they would like their life to turn out. So he was very good at doing that, and he's got like just tons of brands. He's got the Margaritaville cafes. He's got the Cheeseburger in Paradise and just all kinds of other stuff. Margaritaville flip-flops, Landshark beer. Like he just had so much stuff that I didn't even think about. But he did crazy good in business. Byron BK 17, Rowdy for the Final Four, says Shaw. I do like Kyle Busch I think one of the Kyles will be in the Final Four. I do agree with that. Let's see. Ty Dillon, Walls, Ty Gibbs for the win today. Hey, there you go. I like it. On Earth too. Ty Dillon, Walls, Ty Gibbs for the win today. Mark Barnum. I love it. We haven't even gotten into a lot of Earth 2 talk this probably the last month. So yeah, I do miss Earth 2. Mark Barnum, what's the biggest difference between? Maybe we'll do it on the stream tonight after the race. We'll get into some Earth 2 stuff. We'll see if we can go that long. Between an American and a Canadian, I have no idea. Let's see. I had 2 black eyes once, but it wasn't an accident. It was some big guy's fists. Says Robin Marks. Yep. They tends to go that way sometimes when you're outsized in a scuffle. Chrome Diesel playoffs only reward poor performance, especially the one race deal. That's probably the biggest issue for me with the playoffs. It's one race, so it's not who had the best season. It's who qualified and who had the best race. That last race. So yeah, I agree with you 100% on that, Chrome Diesel. Let's see. Where the playoff points a driver gathered over the first 35 races are out the window. Yeah, 100% agree with you, man. Like I said, I've been very vocal. I'm not a big playoff proponent, but I'm not going to trash it either because I know some people like it. It's just not for me. I don't think it's a good way of measuring a racing season because in racing it's different than other sports. You're racing against the same people every time you're out there, so it is what it is. I see my dad sneeze and blow blood vessels in both eyes. I said, people can sneeze and do that too. I forgot about that. For the record, I called Priest's eyes being blown out in the comments on BB's video earlier this week before we got confirmation. LOL, says Say Kyle. Yeah, I mean, anytime they get upside down like that and you see that much spinning, it's usually a pretty good bet. Good bet there, Say Kyle. But way to call it. If that was a prop bet, you would have hit it big, my friend. A river HJ says Mark Barnum. What are we even talking about? Damn it, RJ. LOL, says Roofer. Robin Marks was the big guy. Carl Winslow. Carl Winslow, absolute legend. He's like a cop in everything he ever plays in. He was in a Die Hard, the first Die Hard. That was Carl Winslow too. Like in the multiverse, Carl Winslow and Family Matters exist in the same Die Hard universe. Whole question: do we get a caution for Harrison Burton today? Harrison Burton is actually good here, so I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, we don't, but I will end this poll and hopefully remember where I'm at. No, I'm not going to end this poll. Let me get a little further down the chat and I'll start another poll. I'm never going to count out on Rodney or Kevin Harvick, says John Forrester. I agree with you. Hey, BB, are you doing the playoff brackets? I'm going to do, I've got my information, so I will do, as far as fantasy, I'm not doing it in fantasy. But yeah, I will do my playoff thing or whatever. I'll try to record it tonight, even though it's going to be like a day late because the race will already be over. But it'll be information. I won't let the race affect it. It's already written down. Update for Ty Dillon and a contract. I heard he's losing his ride. I heard he's going to the 31. My thoughts on him is he's going to the 31. He's going to split time with, gosh, who was the other one? Anyway, he's going to be splitting time there with two other drivers is what I'm thinking. Any stage win predictions, says Jamie Schweitzer? I have no idea about stage wins. Like, nah. Probably Martin Truex Jr. will get one. Then other than that, I can't really call a stage win. I never even pay attention to stages, to be honest with you. Let's see. A lot of drivers qualifying was affected by the sun. The sun went away, and the drivers gained a whole second over the first group, says JFP. So there you go. Track temperature does play a big role into it. We used to joke all the time with Nelson Motorsports guys. Every time we would have a good qualifying effort, they would be like, y'all caught a cloud, and then the track pulled off. So it was a pretty fun joke back in the day. Ryan Preece is an absolute old school racer. Most of these guys aren't a tenth of how truly tough he is, says Brian Chastain. Mark Barnum, Robin Marks, what's the biggest difference between Americans and Canadians? Best guess, gets a date with Daisy Duke, says RJ Vansma. Spelling RJ, says Mark Barnum. Sha, are y'all asking me to eat dinner at Hooters? We are all Hooters, wise old owls. Who has the most haters, Joey or Denny? I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin has more haters than Joey Logano, Ken Adams. That's probably a good poll question. Hooters are owls to me. What are they for you, says Shop. How many times can I say it before we get the yellow check mark? We'll test it today. That'll be the test for this stream. Larson, Busch, Logano, Truex, Final Four toss-up. But Martin is on a short-time career and a different type of drive, pun intended. But Joey will spoil. So there you go. Another pick for Joey there. Those Fords are dialed in, says Roofer. Yeah, the Fords look pretty fast. It's no mistake that I said the surprise winner. And all my surprise winners were Fords, including Austin Cindric. What if Austin Cindric gets it done today? That would take like a big weight off of his shoulders from just what he's had basically a horrible season. Chase Briscoe, too. He was one of the other ones. Then I had Michael McDowell and Brad Keselowski. Those are my four Fords that can upset the field. Welcome to the club, Jay Santos. Who was the first to get bounced from the playoffs, says Ken Hatchett. I don't have my numbers in front of me. But off the top of my head, it was I had Ryan Blaney. That was going to be the one that surprises everybody. Then it was Bubba Wallace, Michael McDowell, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I'm pretty sure those are the four when I broke the numbers down that are going to go out in the first round. Golly. Rough day yesterday at South Boston. It was hot and then it was cold. Bubba Wallace is out in the first round, says Shy. As a travel agent, I just don't like Buffett's last hurrah was putting out a totally crap cruise ship. Yeah, the one in Biloxi or somewhere. I don't know. I love Kyle Busch. He is by far my favorite driver since Dale, so I want to be wrong about this. But KB can't win the championship without a competitive short track racing setup, says Benjamin Lewis. Yeah, and RCR has been working on that all season, so we'll have to see what they come up with for the Phoenix race. And NASCAR brought back the Pro Invitational Series back from former drivers. Which drivers would you want to return? One of my picks would be Scott Riggs, the number 10 SHR. That would be pretty cool. There's all kinds of drivers you can go down the list. I think there's a ton of them we'd like to see come back, including, Greg Biffle, Matt Kenseth. All those guys have had positive responses. Carl Edwards, when they came back. Darrell Wallace made such a big deal about making the chase, but never mentions if Elliott had not missed so many races, he would be outside of it, says Shop. He's probably not thinking about that. The dude's probably thinking about, hey, I just made the playoffs. He's not thinking about, every other driver in the field. So I don't know. If I made the playoffs, I probably wouldn't be thinking about Chase Elliott's career either. Like, it's one of those things where, like, if you're a Chase Elliott fan, your universe is Chase Elliott centric. But every other driver and every other fan base is not thinking about Chase Elliott's season. Hey, what's up, Mike George? Bubbles could win. Like 2311 either shows up on speed or none. Just saying, Bubbles had a same old year, says Shop. Yeah, I mean, he's always right there at the cutoff line. He's sort of like Daniel Suarez as far as that goes. Those two have had very basically similar careers. They're always like right there at the cutoff line. Bubba Wallace has more wins, but you see what I'm getting at. They're sort of they're going to be the new Mendoza line when Eric Almirola retires. Bubba needed Chase and Bowman to get hurt, says Jay Campbell. Bushy Bush gets Bushy. KB for the title, sticking to my preseason pick. Says Bumblebee, hello, race fan. Says Mike George, I'm a 70s kid. I love Kyle Busch. Says Sha, the bushier, the better. So there you go. Pro Invitational would be perfect for the end of the season. I agree that would be fun to watch. Sha saying tee. Oh, getting Bushy McBush-faced over here with Chase Elliott sponsor Hooters as well. Sha, that explains why Kelso is there. Here's a good poll question. Who will cause the first caution today? Blaney, Austin Dillon, Bubba Wallace, or Eric Almirola, perhaps? 61 people and only 16 likes. Please hit, so if you want to hit the like button, that would be much appreciated, but don't feel pressured to. Sha Bushes were bushier in the 70s. Mike George, I see you're a rusty Rubberhead Wallace fan, says RJ. I was shocked when Denny Hamlin got cheered yesterday, says Bumblebee. He didn't seem to be cheered. I didn't see the end of the race, but on Instagram he posted nothing but people flipping him off. So I don't know. Let's see. Did you get when Carson Hocevar filled in for Cola Joy? He was running inside the top 10, drove through the field, and blew a right front tire. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to hold back. So we'll see exactly how much speed is in the car. But whether or not the car holds together with Carson Hocevar driving it like that, that's another question. And that's another thing where a veteran would be like, hey, I'm outrunning everybody by several tenths here. Maybe I should back it down because maybe they're saving tires. That's just that's something a veteran would think about. Laughing my butt off. Hooters and Bushy McBush for the win, says Sha. Stupid River saying nice. To Sha's comment there. What time to race? What time the race Busher will win today, says Joe Samples. He's going with Chris Busher there. Bumblebee Denny annoys me like an ex, says RJ. BJ McLeod on the first spin of the day. Single car leaders nearly miss him, says Benjamin Lewis. I'm feeling rowdy today, says Shy. If Carson gets 22nd, it will be a great run. Yeah, in that car, I'm not gonna lie to you. The 42 has been awful this year, and so is the 77. So anytime they get above 25th is a good day for them. Which is your favorite race car? Which is your favorite race winner car behind you? Probably. Well, no, I take it back. Well, here we go. There you go. There. I'm on the Kevin Harvick car, at least on my view. So Kevin Harvick winning after Senior passed away in Kevin Harvick's third race, I think, or the third race of the season. That's always going to be my favorite. Just a big one. But second favorite would probably be Austin Dillon. Third favorite would probably be Kyle Larson at Las Vegas. His first win in the Hendrick 5. So there you go. Of those ones listed right there, those would be my favorite winners. I think Denny Hamlin is going to SHR. Deegan would follow Hocevar around to do everything that kid does if she wants to improve. Yeah, including Carson Hocevar is actually pretty good on the microphone if you remember the weather delay stuff. So let's see here. Hocevar has a great sponsor backing him with Chevy and Worldwide. He's going to the 31 full-time, and think Chandler Smith will move up to the 16 in 2025. I do think Chandler Smith moves up to the 16 in 2025. I do agree with you on that. I think Hocevar is going to be part-time with Ty Dillon and Shane Van Gisbergen. That's what I think is going to happen personally, and I've got nothing to prove that. It's just what I think. Video is very choppy here, says Jay Santos. Hear me out. A race car driver is involved in an extraordinary accident where his car flipped so fast he broke the NASCAR verse, and it gave him superpowers, eye lasers. Should we call him Marvel, Mr. Marvel, or Miss Marvel, depending on the driver? 80s Eric, I like it. I like your thought process there. I think Truex wins the championship. Then he might win by wrecking everyone. Could be. I don't know. He likes to put the bumper to people and then say like. When it's done to him, he gets upset about it. Speaking of which, there is the Actions Hypocritical shirt. And this good old merch plug. Good old merch plug. Here we go. I actually remembered to post the merch for once. There you go. You can get that Action Hypocritical shirt right there at that website I just posted. It helps out the channel. And we're not sponsored by them because we are them. Let's see. Your favorite beer to watch a race. The only beer I drink is Coors, unless it's like a craft beer. So as far as mainstream beers, I've always been a Coors guy, and that's because of Smokey and the Bandit. Like that's what they were running in Smokey and the Bandit. It's fine now. Restarted, says Jay Santos. Rumor has it Sonoma will be moved to the spring 2025. A bunch of changes coming. It makes sense because as far as I know, they're doing that to line up. They need to have all the West Coast races at one time for travel purposes. So that's sort of what they're doing to try to line that up. I predict a minimum of 2 fist fights before the checkered flag today, says Jamie Schweitzer. Oh, you never know. You can make some member only emojis, BB. I've got one member only. Oh, yeah, the emojis. Yeah, I need to look in how to do that. That's something I don't know how to do, so I have to look in how to do that, and I'll try to get those going as well. I predict a minimum of 2 fist fights. Just read that one. I don't know if anyone's ever thought of this, but why not put Noah Gregson in the 31? He's got to get reinstated first, so that's probably part of it. And then he's going to have to get a sponsor and all that good stuff. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it plays out. Let's see here. Off subject, but if Wilkesboro replaces Auto Club as a points race, and also appreciate you, Roofer. Roofer also posted the merch site too, so appreciate you. I didn't see that when I was originally typing mine in. All-Star race back to Charlotte. The racing there is great. Yeah, I think they should come back to Charlotte at least every 4th year. That's my opinion on that. Move it around everywhere, but every 4th year, bring it back to Charlotte for nostalgic purposes. I'm getting something related to Kevin Harvick tomorrow, says RJ. At first, I did not like Hosfar, but that kid has dedication and improved so much with his work ethic is crazy good. Yeah, he grew up a lot. He had to grow up pretty fast in front of everybody, and I think he has started that process of becoming a more mature driver. So I do agree with that statement. Scott who, BB? You mean Scott Riggs is behind you, says RJ. Same here. Coors, says Jay Santos. Truex is the deserving champion based on Winston points. Yeah, for sure right now. But there are still 10 races to go, and there are some people. They would have to do a lot of work to catch him because he's got in the Winston Cup points he would have like 100+ point lead. But that's not insurmountable in that point system. BB, it better be Coors Gold, not Coors Light. Yeah, Coors Gold for sure. Coors Heavy, as they say back in the day. I only drink Coors as well, or Jack, says Ken Hatchett. Yeah, I was more like when I was a drinker. I was more of a liquor person. Would you try Alamo beer from King of the Hill / Young Sheldon? There's that one, and there was Heisler. Heisler was the beer, and they're both. I think they're both fake beers created by the networks. But Heisler was from My Name Is Earl. Heisler's in a bunch of TV shows as well. But Heisler is from My Name Is Earl. There's Coops from Magnum PI. It looks just like Coors, but it's like Coops. LOL, good job on the merch, BB. Appreciate you, one wise guy. I used to drink Rolling Rock or Coors Gold, Coors Light. Been sober for over a year now. Becoming a mom changed things. Hey, I'll cheers to you with some water there, Bumblebee. That's definitely a good deal. I drink Busch at NASCAR races because there's usually not Coors there. Yeah, they've got like Coors Lights there, but they rarely have Coors Original. As a Canuck, USA beer is all light beer, to be honest. So yeah, we used to have terrible laws about how much alcohol could be in the beer. It went all the way back to Prohibition. Check out Twin Sticks Garage. He is building Smokey and the Bandits truck. Hey, there you go, Snowman's truck. Yeah, the craft beers in the United States are actually good now. Americans love a comeback story. Noah will be back. I think Noah will be back too. Busch Beer, Miller Genuine Draft, says Joshua Jenkins. Yeah, I can't even find Miller Genuine Draft, but that was actually pretty good back in the day too. That was one of my substitutes. That or the High Life if I couldn't find Coors. James Rolfe introduced me to Rolling Rock. Yeah, Rolling Rock is actually pretty popular in North Carolina, at least where I'm at. Congrats on your new baby. EB48 says Jay Santos. Earth 2 Corona sponsors a race to overcome the PR debacle with the shutdowns, lockdowns, or whatever you want to call them. That one I know I can't say, Jamie Schweitzer. I've been dinged on that one before. So there you go. Get hardcore, Colt 45 and 2 zigzags for the drunk and the hungover, says Shah. I'd be trying Ballantine's beer from Fraser. LOL, says Seikal. Jay, she's 16 months now. Thanks, says Bumblebee. And that's a year and 4 months for those of y'all keeping score at home. RJ Shah, that ain't a beer. That's a gun. I prefer Duff beer. Says Jamie Schweitzer. As a trucker, I hauled Belgian Imports Ale, Game of Thrones edition. Oh, I remember those. Dan Patrick and the Dan Patrick Show used to have a beer through Red Hook, too. That was pretty good. It didn't sell really well, but it was actually a pretty good one. I tried that one time. I used to go to a lot of bars, by the way, after work. When I was a young person, I thought America was cooler than Canada. I got some Budweiser. I've never been sicker in my life. Yeah, Budweiser is probably the worst headache you'll ever have. If Budweiser heavy, it's like the worst headache you'll ever have the next day. You want to limit those to like 1 or 2 with your steak, as made famous by Dale Jr. when he went to the Budweiser brand. He said, "I'll have a Budweiser if I'm having a meal or something like that." It's like if I'm just drinking, I'll have Bud Lights. That was a famous quote from him back in the day. Paul Tuckett Pat says RJ. Hey, there you go, Paul Tuckett Pat. Forgot about them. Let's see here. Someone told me there is a blue liner in Coors cans. Is that true? I don't know if it's a blue liner, but they have the blue mountains on the outside. When it's cold, the mountains will still be blue. If Gregson gets reinstated, then colleague could sign him for the 31 and get sponsorship. That's possible. He might be another driver that goes. I still think it's going to be a rotation of drivers. I don't know why I'm committing to that like it's fact, but I am. Maybe he gets into that rotation of drivers in the 31. If Noah Gregson, I would not be too quick to re-sign in Cup. I would run Xfinity and wait for a good ride, says Shaw. I think he's going to do whatever's best for him. You're in for a good ride these next 17 years, EB, says Jay Santos. Bumblebee, kids can change you very much. I can't wait till I have kids, says RJ. I was a Johnny Walker Black Label guy. F that. I was a bit too rowdy. I just stick with beer now, says Roofer. Yeah, that's basically you summed up my career as well. So I switched over to beer. It just wasn't good the other way around. So we'll leave it at that. Rolling Rock was decent 20 years ago, especially selling to AB. It's like a Bud in a bottle. Harps off tap was my beer when we pub run. I could not get with Harps, E. Damon, but I've tried a lot of them. For whatever reason, Harps just wasn't good. And I forgot the one. There was one that they sponsored the Premier League, so I tried that one time, and I couldn't get with that one either. But yeah, I've had Harps. Harps wasn't for me, but a lot of people do like it and drink it. Let's see. RJ, it took me 32 years, says Bumblebee. Wait till you're older than me by 1 year, says RJ. I'll be 34 in January, says Bumblebee. Roofer, I used to drink vodka and tequila. No more. I got my feathers up in trouble. Now just beer makes me a jolly good fellow, says Shaw. So there you go. EB is half my age, says Mark Barnum. So Mark Barnum is 15. I'm just joking, Mark. It's just a joke. Wife got to run out to the store, so I'm on the baby monitor duty. Have a good day. Y'all enjoy the race. Appreciate your time, BB. Thanks. Appreciate you, say Kyle. Always good to have you in the chat, my friend. Back in the younger days was Jack Daniel's Black Label. I was a Jack Daniel's man myself. Then I would do. I was such a weirdo. I would do Jack Daniel's in the wintertime, and I would do Captain Morgan in the summertime, and occasionally Jim Beam and Southern Comfort. I would mix them in there as well. That's how much of a weirdo I was about it back then. Back in my younger days, I just read that one. Harps is great with fish and chips. That's probably what it was. I probably wasn't pairing it with the right meal. That does have a lot to do with it. Like American light beer goes really good with wings and pizza. So that's the everybody wondering like, well, American beer is so mild. That's because you're eating something really bold with it 9 times out of 10. like pizza or wings. So that's why the beer is preferred to be mild in the States, according to me. And that's just my thoughts on it. If one championship, 4 drivers don't win Phoenix, which driver will win Phoenix? We would have to know the 4 drivers before I could say that. But if Joey Logano's not in that Final 4, I would say Joey Logano's got a good chance of winning Phoenix. If he's not in the Final 4, he could be that upsetter as far as that goes. I also used to deliver newly manufactured wine bottles destined for vineyards of Ontario and New York, says Chrome Diesel. I didn't even know New York had vineyards, so how about that? I thought EB 48 was like 70, says Roofer. We were... Joe Sample says, where is Goodwrench as a number 3 sponsor? Goodwrench no longer exists. GM put that name plate on the sidelines. It is now GM Quality Care or something like that. Bumblebee, I think Roofer needs his eyes checked. You ain't 70, says RJ. I'm out. Bear brakes and shocks on excursion. Oh, my goodness. Peace out. Oh, man. Doing some work on the excursion. I feel you, brother. How's the gas mileage on that thing, old home guy? We test drove the V10 model when I worked at Ford, and that thing, I could literally watch the needle when it was sitting at idle just go like that. I don't know how the 5.4 works in it. Chevrolet has a stupid roofer hands you a package, says RJ. Chevrolet has a big impact in who's the 31 car. That don't want another Project 91. They need a young driver getting seat time in this next gen car, says lives life in the fast lane. Either that, or they could be making it a gong show with their young drivers to see which one they want to give the full ride to the season after that. That's my thought process on it. Oh my God, Southern Comfort made me a lunatic, says shut. Me too, brother. Me too. Crown and Coke over Jack. Well, that's what I drank. It was either Jack and Coke or Crown and Coke. Like that's all it was. And then I got bad off and I no longer needed the Coke. So we'll just skip over that as well. Captain Morgan with RC Cola. You can't beat it. RC Cola is definitely good. Underrated soda. Jay Santos, who's the captain of that ship? That would be Captain Henry Morgan. Schlitz beer is actually good. Not talking about the malt liquor, but Schlitz beer used to be one of the best beers. A lot of people older than me talk about how good Schlitz was back in the day. How'd you run at South Boston, says one wise guy. We didn't finish either race. It was not a good day. Not a good day. But mainly I got a lot of exercise and I'm really tired and sore. So it was a bad weekend, dude. I'm not going to lie to you about it. It was just a really bad weekend. I had fun with all the drivers. I had fun working on the team. Just didn't get the finishes we wanted to get. So just a bummer as far as the finishes. But it's always a good time being at the racetrack. I had a situation when I did a couple of shots of Yukon. LOL, says stupid roofer. Richard Childress has a wine business in Welcome, I believe. He sure does. It's Childress Vineyards, and they make you can get the number 3 on a wine bottle. I've tried those wines with the 3 on it. Not good. They have a good table wine, though. The Childress Vineyards has a good table wine. I forget what the name of it is. But Robert Mondave is who helped Richard Childress. So if you like anything by Robert Mondave, he helped Richard Childress with his. My liquor of choice was Dewar Scotch or Kraken Spice Rum. I don't miss the morning after. Yeah, that's the Kraken, especially with that spice in it. That's same thing with Captain Morgan. The spice the next day could really you could taste that for the whole next day. There was a time when Bush made zero alcohol NA. Yeah, the old NA. We joke. Well, I'm not going to talk about it. We do have a running joke about NA beer at the shop, though. I used to see those at Weiss Market. Not sure if they're discontinued or not. Yeah, they make Bush NA. O'Doul's is NA. Sharps was the Miller version of NA. We maybe one day when I can frame that joke properly, I'll get into it. But we got a rolling joke about the NA beer at the shop, and it's nothing bad about people that drink NA beer. It was one guy we talked to in particular, but I can't think of a good way to mask who that person would be that we're having a little bit of fun with. I thought EB48 was a 48, not JJ 48 fan. LOL Shang. Says Roofer, GM Goodwrench is now GM Certified Service. There you go. Ford is Ford Quality Care. GM Certified Service. Thank you, RJ. Bowman Army Brat here. LOL says Bumblebee. When I was young, I drank anything with alcohol. I mean, that's basically how we all get started. Whatever you can get your hands on, because you got to be the cool kid, right? Or at least back in the day. I guess the newer generation doesn't care about it at all. Is what the polls and studies say. I think the polls and studies are full of shit, but whatever. Bumblebee, Bowman, much better. LOL says Shaw. I'm an Army brat too. My dad was in the National Guard. Says RJ. Can someone help a race team with no experience? You most surely can. You will start off cleaning the bottom of the race car and doing all of the hard stuff, but after a while, you'll work your way up. You'll get more important tasks. So they basically give you the crappy work to see if you'll stay. And if you stay, they'll move you on to better work. Here, beer tasted funky, I thought. Near beer tasted funky, I thought. I've never actually had it. That's the one beer I've never tried. So maybe I'll go get an O'Doul's. We'll do a taste test of O'Doul's on a live stream if we get to where are my numbers at? I'm hopefully buying the Fiat this weekend, by the way, or this week, by the way. Hopefully Monday. 11,000. If we get to 11,000, I'll do a near beer test on one of the live streams to see which one tastes the best. Taste test, I guess. Taste test. I'm an Army brat too. My dad was National Guard. Can someone? I just read all these. Here we go. EB 48. I'm something like that. 75. 75th says stupid roofer. Near beer sucks. Says Jamie Schweitzer. All the calories, none of the alcohol. That's in Hut, says RJ Bansma. Lordy, I remember being young and stealing 2 fingers from each bottle in my dad's bar. Made some wild concoctions. Beer without alcohol is going to the men's club for a hug. Doesn't make any sense, says Bumblebee. What are you talking about, Bumblebee? You just go there for conversation and relaxing. Like, what are you talking about? That's all. That's just a bunch of hugging and conversation going on there. That's all it is. What's the point of NA beer? Beer doesn't taste that good if you're not getting a buzz. Same with all booze. E. Damon, as far as I know, and I could be completely wrong about this, I think it's for people who are recovering but still want the taste of beer. So I think that was what they marketed it to. Now, I think they were actually forced. They might have been forced by the government to make it, but I think as far as who they actually marketed it to, I'm pretty sure that's who they marketed it to, because that's the only people I've ever seen drink it. That was their story behind it. They were like, well, I can't drink the real stuff anymore, so I drink this because I do still like the taste of it, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Laughing my butt off, EB says, fix it again, Tony. Yep, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. I think I got a beat on one, so hopefully this one pans out. I had a brown one lined up, which is going to be funny because it was going to be a brown Fiat. But that guy wanted too much money for what he had. My buddy works on the 98 team in the Xfinity Series. They have a pretty good driver. He could be in Cup in a couple of years. I don't disagree with you. I think Riley Herbst is pretty good myself. So hopefully he continues doing what he's doing and hit some wins. The wins will come, I think. Let's see. BB needs his own pub, says RJ. Oh God, I don't know about that. You're going to get there, BB. I made you a promise, 100K. If we get there or not, I'm doing it for fun at this point. I never thought we'd get to 10K, so it's all dessert after that. EB hugging at men's club will get you thrown out. Says it depends on the men's club. Mark Barnum. NA beer is never better when you're getting ready to drive. Says RJ Bansma. I don't know why I laughed at that. Don't drink and drive. I like the taste of beer, says Shah. Anybody watching Indy, Ray Hall just got the poll for today. Hey, there you go. I'm a man on a mission, says Roofer. Hey, there you go. Well, I'll keep putting the content out. So you do your thing, and I'll keep putting them out. I promise you that, because I have fun doing it, and it's always a good time. But it looks like we got to the end of this one. I will do the live stream as soon as the race. Well, not as soon as the race ends, but you know the deal. Maybe about 30 minutes to an hour after the race ends. I like to let Iceberg and the other guys get theirs in, and then I come on after them. I like that spot. So I'll check you guys on that one, and yeah, see you later tonight. I'm really going now. I'm not just going to sit here and do the awkward pause thing as I drift away. I would totally never do that. Definitely not going to do that.